By Shenanigan Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon on this soggy Wednesday. Great day if you're a frog or a duck, or if you want to just come sidle up to the bar here at Shenanigan's Sports Pub, 1300 South Federal Highway. We're here with one of my favorite people, the man who is the master of crispy and juicy wings, and also a man who does not serve a $33.67 burger. And I've got one of his beautiful cheeseburgers with grilled onions right in front of me.
$12.99.
$12.99. Can't beat that deal.
Salad.
How are you today, Pat Utter?
I'm great. Fantastic. A lot of excitement in sports, a lot of action going on. I'm glad you guys are here.
Yeah, no, it seemed like an appropriate time to come out because we are getting on the eve of the playoffs, or possibly not playoffs in the case of the Heat. I don't know what we're thinking about things. Obviously, when you're in the sports bar business, you want as deep and as long playoff runs as possible from the home teams, because then people will come out and eat some great wings and drink some cold beer and have some fun. And I see you've got your Luck of the Irish Panthers jersey on. We know the Panthers are in.
Yes.
What do you make of the whole scene right now?
I intentionally broke this out because, Boston's had a legendary year this year. So I don't know if we're going to get Carolina or Boston. I guess we'll find out a little later. But Boston, we beat twice, right? They're supposed to be the best team in hockey. And when you have
a record amount of games in the regular season, but as we saw with the Panthers last year, that doesn't amount to a hill of beans come playoff time, right?
I want to say approximately 2000. That was the most wins by Seattle. Do you remember when Seattle had the incredible baseball team, got knocked the first round so many times? You can get knocked. The season starts when playoffs start, and I like the Panthers. You know what? I just want to put a little twist on it.
Go for it.
It's a great area to have a hockey team, to have a baseball team, to have a basketball team, to have a Dolphins, of course, a football team, but college football. We have world-class
horse racing.
Yes, that's what I was
today, which is not here, but Gulfstream just concluded the championship meet. Did you get out there at all?
I did. I was away. I was away for Easter vacation. We went north of the border, and but I tell you, living here in South Florida, it doesn't mean that you always have to win. The fact we're participating and we're enjoying. Yeah, of course.
Once every 20 years would be nice, though, in the case of the Panthers. I don't ask for much, Pat.
Is it 1996 and we're playing Colorado?
Exactly. So remember the Rats? I remember the year of the Rats. I was covering the team. I was a sports writer, a very young, youthful, barely 30-year-old Mike Mayo.
Wow.
Much younger, much skinnier. And
that was record-setting evenings for the original Shenanigan Sports Pub in '96. People really got caught up in playoff? They hadn't even really known. And then you backed it up with the Marlins were making a run in '97.
'97 was great, but that was expected. They had a stellar cast of high-priced talent, a bunch of guys who were supposed to produce, like Gary Sheffield, and I can't even remember the rest of them, but the 96 Panther run was such a joy because it was unexpected. This area was new to hockey. And
sort of like FAU and FAU this year, the Final Four.
How about that? How'd you do business-wise in terms of that Final Four run? Did the FAU and UM people come out? Or?
I don't want to be I don't want to say this out of line, but I don't even pay attention to the bottom line after 30 years.
Must be nice.
I couldn't go in there. Like my manager will say to me after a tremendous, "Hey, you know what we're sitting on?" I'm like, it's like playing cards. I never count my chips at the table. I never look at anything. I don't worry about the bottom line. I'm always looking for the win from a sports fan.
All
I'm
right,
thinking in the mode, not like a cynical owner. Oh, I hope we get game 7, and then we lose. And I'm gonna bet against the home team. I'm betting the other way to cover the loss. No, I'm all in.
All
Whatever.
right, good. No, you're a bold gambler. I've seen you at
Yeah,
racetracks and
fire in.
casinos, and you
That's
like to
right.
just say, "Hey, to heck with hedging. I just want
That's
to go
right.
for it." That's why we
I
like
didn't
it.
come there
Now-
with the rent money.
Now you might not. Right.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. But no, you might not pay as much attention to the register anymore. But your guys here, they pay exquisite attention to all the detail of the
Quality.
food. And today we've got one of your favorites. I guess it's a special.
I have a connection for Conch.
Conch.
I'd like to speak highly about Shenanigan Seafood Connection, and
Okay.
it's due to some local friends that I have.
I'm going in. I'm
Oh,
gonna
go on
take
in.
a little
This
conch
is
salad with
this
the-
is Bohemian Conch. I have the opportunity. I get fresh fish in 5 days a week. We go through about 250 to 300 pounds a week of fresh fish.
delicious.
Mahi. This is nice tender conch that we have. On my menu, I have cracked conch, which I'm very proud of the fact that in the conch category we won a blue ribbon at the seafood rodeo. Yep,
Mm.
yeah, we had.
There you go.
And
Lubie.
I have to be candid. Conch
who it is.
one of my go-to delicious
forest.
items
Yeah,
that
no,
we sets this aside from
It's-
your regular
it's
sports
delicious.
bar.
I gave
Sports
Lubie
bar.
a chip, and look who popped up. It looks like the storms and the power surges. Good job, FBL, after increasing my bill 50%
Yeah, what
month
the
to
hell
month.
is that?
It's looking
Did
pretty
you get
well.
that too?
I did, yeah, I did.
What
Marsh?
is that?
He's looking damn good.
Yeah, when he gets to hide out in his man cave and he doesn't have to go out on the roads.
He looks rested.
Yeah, he's very comfortable there. Jeff, Defo at the Forest, we're glad that you were able to get the connection going. Look what I got, friend. I
Oh,
got a
good.
pairing
Thank you.
out
Thank
of-
you, Patrick Utter, for talking some sense into this man.
Listen,
Getting him a
listen,
nice, strong
I'd like-
Bloody Mary. This
You know,
this always makes for a better show.
You
It
heard
does,
about my
yes.
hijinks, right?
Yes.
I gave up alcohol for Lent, even though I'm an
He's Jewish.
agnostic Jew. But my ex-wife and daughter are practicing Catholics. They give up things for
I
Lent.
think you might want to do that ancestry.com because no offense. You have some sort. You are not from the tribe. You are not the
I'm not
tribe.
pure tribesman.
No,
I gotta ask Mom
you
again
have.
if
You
maybe the
better
mailman,
find out. There's something in the woodpile there because I've seen you consume
Oh,
nice
true.
craft beers.
Well, there is a
I've
county
never seen
Mayo
any-
in Ireland, right? So maybe I have
I've
a little
never
bit of.
seen part of the tribe doing shots of tequila and drinking Bloody Marys at 11 o'clock in the
I'm
afternoon.
a guy that
Yeah,
likes
you're
to
not.
imbibe.
Yeah, that's why I love you so
I'm
much.
a guy. I'm a glutton for punishment.
And before
sometimes,
Devo
and-
actually went into the antique business, before he morphed into, I drive up and down here all the time. I look
Yeah.
up on Antique Row here in Dania, and he always pops into my mind when I knew him as a, knock-around guy at the original one, bringing his son in after sports and everything. Now I see him a nice
Wait,
nice
is this
chandelier.
true? You doing antiquing? You going on the Antiques Roadshow there, Defo?
No, that was my parents. That was their influence.
oh,
I probably was pawning some of the stuff that they left
You were
for me.
talking about the stuff they
That's
had.
showing you're into me,
Over your
Pat.
gambling debts.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
saw
yes.
you. I thought I saw you going in Codner Gallery down the street there.
Yeah, I have a nice vase. It's worth about $300. If you pick that up, it'll make up for half of my losses from last Friday.
Yeah, he had, a,
$300K.
he had a rough day. He looked like somebody just hit him about the face and head
Oh,
Yeah.
with a sock full of nickels. That's it. But
Can we go back to the big race? Can we talk about the big
yes,
race?
of course we can. We can do whatever we want.
Can we speak
have a
about the
whole
jockey
hour.
on that big horse?
On Forte?
Yes.
Irad?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
talk.
mean, come on. Is there anybody better? I mean,
Well,
that
he-
race,
he got
that horse was there, but that rider participated in that race.
Well, Irad is pretty darn good. I think he's won a few Eclipse Awards as
Yeah.
top jock in the nation for
Yeah.
the last few
yes,
years.
yes.
And he earned his keep that day because
he did.
The horse had the outside post. A post
Bad
that
post.
only 2 of 49 horses. Now it's
See,
three
this is
for
why I love you.
3
See?
for 50.
Perfect.
Now from the 11 hole going 1.125 at Gulfstream. Any race, it doesn't matter whether it's a
That's
grade
right.
1 or any
You
claimer.
see,
So that's a tough spot to be in. But when you're a super
tough
horse,
spot, horrible spot.
and he had obviously didn't work out the best of trips, and he looked like a beaten horse with 70 yards to go. I was ecstatic because I crushed the trifecta in that race, so I made some money.
Match.
And it was good. It was For me, I'm
you
betting
to
on the
come in
horse.
and
Oh, we
say
have
hello?
the lovely Christina Utter is here, fresh off her Easter vacation. We got Jeff Defo DeForest back at the homestead in Lauderdale by the Sea.
Sloppy
What's-
track out there, guys. Sloppy
Yeah,
track.
yeah.
I'm glad you guys made it. Okay.
From just around the corner, basically, and the road flooding has not started. Our neighborhood sometimes I got to break out the kayak to get here, but luckily today the streets are still in a passable condition, so nothing was going to keep me from Pat Utter, my Bloody Mary, and my cheeseburger
And
that
a
goes for
burger less than $30.
$12.99.
This is where Shenanigans goes up a notch. You know, you look out here and it's good for two things. And I say I'm not sleepy. So if you're not sleepy, you have this cheeseburger with sauteed onions, a Bloody Mary, conch salad. What are you having over there, Mike?
Yeah, he's got
I
some
have
fish,
the
right?
mahi fingers.
Oh, you got the mahi fingers. Okay.
Yeah, those are nice.
So this
what are
is
you
a nice
having for
day to-
lunch? Do you have
Potato
like
fries.
a nice little bit of a salad or leftovers or something?
I had a spoonful of leftover mashed potatoes from a couple of days ago at Faraday's at the casino. That's all that was left of my bankroll. I had a question though, because you brought this up with that $33 burger. I don't know if you discussed this yet. I mean, are these delivery services good or bad for the restaurant industry?
Bad.
Patrick?
Listen, everything associated with COVID. I went to Sheridan Lumber to see my friend Frank over there. And I ran into an old friend. He lost his eye during COVID. You know, people don't realize how COVID has changed society.
Oh no, there was
children are on electronic devices 24/7.
Way more, yep.
Uber Eats, this guy, Dash guy, that guy, eating alone on a coffee table, going here. We're a pub. You know, I refer to us as a sports pub. That's it. I don't want to sit home. I'd like to sit down here and pick a winner on a horse talking to you. I'd like to, I like interacting with people. I like the socialization of a pub
community.
So yeah, to bring a guy a burger, what they put on there, a $20 handling charge or something on top of it.
Oh well, so the breakdown the other day, and I don't know if you saw the post Defo on Let's Eat South Florida.
I saw this, yes.
102,000 members. That post now, I think it was up to about like 23,000 views and hundreds of comments, and everybody's chiming in. And I basically broke it down, and I didn't blame the restaurant. I didn't blame Uber Eats. I blamed myself because I'm an adult.
You're lazy.
I was lazy. I was being a degenerate playing an online poker tournament, and I couldn't break away for 10 minutes.
This place is 5 minutes from your house.
To come to Shenanigans, where I usually go to pick up my burgers, and I go right through the takeout drive-through.
Yeah, we have that drive-through. That drive-through, it kind of cuts the distance.
It's super convenient. I just, and I have sometimes, multitask where I'm playing poker on my phone in the hand while I'm doing things around the house like laundry, but I didn't think it would be very safe.
Would you rather come in here and eat a burger at the bar, have a craft beer? We have beers here, $4 a pint. That's another thing that separates us. Go ahead, enjoy. But you come in, you talk to people, you socialize, you scream at you argue sports. There you go, perfect.
You don't even cut it in half? No. Usually the whole thing, like
I think my last meal, if I could pick a last meal, would be a cheeseburger, fry, and a malted shake. I mean, that would be it.
But I feel like you wouldn't eat it like Mike Mayo.
Yeah.
Let me talk about cutting a burger. This is
I hate the way you eat
topic besides expensive Uber Eats.
Never cut it.
You ate that in 2 bites, really?
You don't cut it either.
No, I don't cut it.
Really?
No.
Well, you're a big dude. See, I'm
you
a
put
smaller
ketchup on
guy.
your hot dogs?
I do a little bit.
All right,
you
see,
cut
you
it
got
in
no
half,
credit.
and then
He's
you
out.
I don't count.
He's
He's
out.
out.
He's not in the food section. He stays in the sports
When I want a
section.
burger, and I love it like this because you got it on this nice,
See,
was it like
listen,
a bulky
he's not,
Kaiser roll
listen, this
without-
is why he's slim and trim. He's got sweet potato fries, and he has grilled
Mahi
dolphin
fingers.
fingers.
He's young and he's still in that newlywed phase where he still gives a crap. And
Does he has motorized shades at home? Do you have motorized shades? Do you hit a little remote?
No.
Oh, that's where I find. I
that
like
lazy.
to find a guy that's doesn't want to even use the window
I'm
crank
not
anymore.
that bad.
This burger is spectacular.
Yeah.
It's cooked perfectly.
Thank
it
you.
comes with fries
And
and then
fries.
usually coleslaw or the little
Mom's
pasta
homemade.
salad. Thank you, Kennedy. Everything is great. Come out to Shenanigans, even on a rainy day. It's a great place to just kind of cozy on up to the bar, watch some sports. 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the one
Beautiful
and only
Dania
now.
Beach.
It's my hometown, Pat.
Yes, I love Dania. It's on the way up, baby.
It's we're hoping bigger and better things. Although there's so much construction every other day, I'm running over a nail and I have to get my tires patched.
Oh my
I'm
goodness!
getting these slow
Funny you
leaks
mentioned that. I do too.
left and right. But Defo is taking it easy, not chancing anything on the roads. It's treacherous out there. Let's talk a little bit about sports. Before you got on the air, and did I mention that FPL? Thanks, FPL. Great job. Power surges like usual. Not even a named storm. It's April, and my bill went from 180 last month to 264, almost 50% increase. I didn't increase my power usage, but they keep increasing their rates. Good job. Heck of a job, FPL. As long as you keep the power flowing.
You have a
here.
monopoly.
Yeah,
What are
it's
you going to do?
weird.
What are you going to do? You got to pay
Fly a
the piper.
kite? What are you going to fly a kite outside with
Do the solar, I guess. My
Yeah.
in-laws have the solar. I don't know.
The legislature
We still
hasn't
pay
made
for
that
that.
easy. But in any event, we're here. And before you got on the air, we were talking about a little bit of sports and the playoff prospects.
Right.
You can see here, Pat is wearing his Luckily Irish Green Panthers jersey.
Let's go
Nice.
Cat.
We're
He's
ready
bullish
for
on 'em.
those boys.
And Mike has predicted
Boys.
they're going all the way. They're going to get the Stanley Cup this year.
2 victories. I say they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
in there.
All
And then it could go either way. I think this might be the year of Vinny Viola. He's going to win the Derby and possibly a Triple Crown with Forte.
Wow.
And he might go deep with the Panthers finally. Even though, I've had certain
Pretty charming life.
past antipathy with certain executives on the Panthers, I'm willing to put all that aside for a clean start. And especially if Bobrovsky is out of the pipes and
That's
nowhere
the thing,
near
yeah.
things, I think the Panthers have a shot. I like the way Kachuk is playing. Who doesn't? I mean, all
Yeah.
those points. He's doing what he was supposed to do after the trade. And let's see what happens. We'll roll the dice.
Can I speak from an entertainment value?
Sure.
Okay. So you asked me about Uber Eats. You asked me about a drive-through. You asked me why I crafted a sports pub, which, I love
Gastropub.
people.
Elevated food.
Gastro.
What
Oh,
Anthony
sports-
Bruno calls the
Yeah,
best.
bah.
You have a conch
Best
salad.
of
Bah,
sports.
yeah, you don't get conch
Fresh
salad
conch
at a
salad.
bar.
It's not a bar.
Anyway, did they drop Anthony's from that name? I don't know.
No,
it's
it's
still
there,
on the
it's
side.
on there.
Anthony's
Yeah,
Runway
because
84.
that is his. I mean, Pat's
But
a
the
great
logo
guy.
is
Yeah.
still the
Okay.
logo they
The
made.
food is delicious. The
Runway.
steaks that Mark Fasolino. I don't know if you notice. He even puts like a little sprig of greens on there. It's delicious. The steak program he put in is incredible. Talk my buddy up. But let's talk about going to a Panther game. You see the fun that's associated with it. I mean, it's about. I don't know if I'm at a concert. I don't know if I'm at a hockey game. I'm completely mesmerized by the whole surroundings that are going on.
Well-
I mean, you're acknowledging people. You're clapping. I mean, it's
Live hockey is a million times better
Oh, my
than,
God.
than
Oh, yeah.
hockey on
Oh,
oh
TV.
my
insane.
But before I
God.
get to Defo and his recollections of
Devo's
his
gonna
game this
rant,
year,
and you're gonna rant.
I took my daughter over the winter break holiday. Me and her went to a Rangers-Panthers game.
Great.
And you know what? All I remember about the game, I don't know who won or who
You were on
lost.
the Trinitron.
All I remember, was that I paid
No, prices. He
$35
worries
for
about money.
parking
You know,
and
Mayo.
$20 for a beer. So that's what stuck in,
Mayo,
in
he
my
worries about
mind,
money. He's always about
which
money.
is a little tough. But I did enjoy the day. I don't remember.
Well,
not
let's be
not a
candid.
lick
Let's be
about-
candid. Unless you're extremely wealthy, or you're a corporate entity,
Yes,
who has season tickets to anything anymore? Unless you're in the nosebleeds.
not me.
Okay.
Not a lot of people.
So
know.
what they've done is they've taken the working guy who can now turn on 85-inch color TV, pick it up for $1,000,
Yep.
and you can watch it replay. You can watch all that, and you only go to a couple games a year.
Yep.
So the beer,
Well,
$20.
I
They
tell
know
you
what they're
what.
doing. All the corporate sponsors are paying for all
Given
that.
my druthers of spending $55 on parking and a beer, or coming
Uh-huh.
to
Come
Shenanigans
here.
with $55 and getting a burger and a Bloody Mary and a conch salad and maybe another couple of beers, I know what I'm doing every time.
We could even Uber you home with that for
Yeah, that'd be
55.
great. Stumble home from this place. Defo, what do you remember? You went to a game this year, right?
I did go to one game this year, courtesy of our friend Brett Tester, the agent of the Stars, has seats right on the glass in the corner.
Wow.
He does.
I always enjoyed it. I mean, I've been a hockey fan. I've been around almost 72 years. I've probably been a hockey fan for 64 or 5 of them. And always enjoyed it. I go back to the 6-team league. It is very true. Of all of the major spectator sports, the one that you have to be at by comparison of the others to really get the feel for it is
hockey.
and it's a different feel. And it does. Patrick's right. It appeals to all ages. I don't know that baseball has the appeal to kids that it used to. But my 4-year-old grandson, Christian, absolutely loved being in the nosebleed section for a recent Panthers game as he went for the first time. And I didn't even know he had an interest in sports, but this is scary, guys. He was doing commentary during the game.
Whoa. Tell him
And
don't do it.
there's no other place in the family where you'll find that. So I guess the DNA connected.
I guess Iron Eagle is already hearing footsteps. So
There you go.
He should be with Christian. He's a sharp little kid. But,
that's good.
but no, it's a great experience when you go, except that you do get hammered. I mean, don't you wish, Patrick, there was a time? I know you wouldn't do this to your customers no matter what the circumstances, where you could get a round of drinks and it came to what you gave the guy $100 and then he said it's 20 more and you're only buying like 4 drinks.
And you thought you
I
were gonna
gotta
say-
agree with you on that.
I
one.
thought I was leaving a guy a generous tip,
Right.
and he looks at me like, "What kind of schmink are you?"
You're
you
short
know?
there, sir.
So I got to share this, and I'm not going to mention names. How about when you just go to get a couple sandwiches,
Yeah.
and you put 220s out, and you got to go get another 20 because you went above the 220s.
Yeah.
And that's typical now.
For
so
2 sandwiches.
uh,
That's crazy.
steep
I mean,
out there.
it's getting. I mean, we don't want to go on the political spectrum,
No,
but
let's
I
not
mean,
do that.
now nothing surprises me. I just
Well,
and the best part about it is they don't want to take cash. And then there's a
that's
cash
amazing.
discount but they don't really want the cash.
No, they
so
make it as
I can't break
difficult as
100. I can't
possible.
break a 50.
Hey,
Okay.
speaking of which, my
Yeah.
favorite place, that place up in Pompano, they no longer accept cash, which is weird to me. Houston's the house of no.
Houston's the place.
On every bill printed in the United States,
Oh yeah, no cash there.
note is legal for all debts, public and private, but not at the house of no. They have a little sign there that says, "We are a cashless establishment. Your money is no good here, sir. You must give us some plastic or electronic chips."
There's problems. There was a partnership disagreement there. I think I was privy to it. Someone was stuffed. No, that's the only thing that would come to mind, right?
Yeah.
No, Pat, we don't want you taking any more cash. Why? You went over
Huh.
to Devo and you bet a 50-1 shot, and you took $360 payout.
Speaking
that was
of
2
50 to
weeks
1
ago.
shots, I had a 2 to win place
Nice.
ticket on the wood last week.
Nice.
Saffy Joseph's horse, whose name I can't even remember, and will probably never be seen again. He'll run in the Derby, but yeah, the 58 to 1 shot yielded me a $2 win place bet, came back $144. So I was happy about that. Yeah, we're getting ready for the Derby. We're getting ready. We're coming off the Masters. Did you watch any of the
I
Masters?
did.
Yeah,
I
what'd you
did.
think
And,
of
I
that?
have to cheer for Lefty. Lefty's my man. You see a guy who's got nice love handles still. He's supposedly on
No,
steroids.
he's
No, I know.
slimmed down.
He's not juicing.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
juicing.
because
Saudi
Everybody,
juice
come on.
makes you
You
go
don't
into a rage.
You
with
don't
us.
see those
hacksaw
top
or
golfers.
something
You didn't
like
see You didn't see them top 3. Come
No,
on
it was
now.
good. It was
Come
I never saw
on.
that. And that's the thing
Let's
about
not
Augusta.
joke. Let's not kid about. They don't
Augusta
test for
is the-
Cicero.
It's the real fountain of youth because you see
Golf?
people like Freddie
Come on.
Couples wake up there.
Well,
You saw
Woods.
Jack Nicklaus win his title at 46. You've seen Phil make a good run after 50 because that's, of course, it's all based on muscle memory.
Yeah.
And for these players who've been playing it for decades, they know every nuance, every break, every Sunday pin. So it really does favor the experience. Then we saw that on Sunday with Phil Mickelson's surprising tie for second runner-up finish. And we have to salute the champion, who, a young John Rahm, 28 years old from Spain, and one of the guys who said no to the Saudi money and is still on the PGA Tour, and a guy who played airtight golf. It was very impressive, very boring, absolutely no excitement for the viewers. But as if you're a golf aficionado, like like I used to be, you got to appreciate a guy who's just like hitting every fairway and just playing everything
Yeah, playing
smart
solid,
and just not giving shots back unnecessarily. So that was good. That
I'm
was
an insomniac, so I go on Netflix and I key up meditate. Either I'm going to meditate or I'm going to sleep or whatever. I find that watching the Masters on a Sunday afternoon,
Very nap inducing. Yeah.
I get.
like
That's why they invented golf. Yeah.
I am back. I just rolled back about 3 weeks of non-sleep. I doze in, I doze out. I have a nice, comfortable. I have my dog there, and that's about all I see. That's all That's all I got from the Masters.
it's all that
I didn't
fake
care about
chirping
the green
birds.
jacket. I don't know.
Puts you right to sleep.
It puts me right to sleep.
All
I don't
right.
know.
Hey, let's take a look. First of all, the conk's out excellent.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And is
tremendous.
it natural that the flavor of conch has that like slight vanilla
Yes.
kind of undertones?
Yes.
Because that's when you can tell really
You know
good fresh
how you
conch.
try, like you
cracked
get
conch.
scallops, and there are guys like, how come this doesn't taste like a scallop?
Yeah.
It's frozen or it's dry. Dry.
Well, it's not chewy too. That's what's great.
This
when
is real
isn't
conch.
chewy.
These other things, I don't know where.
No, this is
Maybe that's
fantastic.
farmed conch or something they get. It's
Sure.
not wild
And
conch.
you got it with the nice vinegar dressing, the
Yeah.
little chopped up peppers, and again, that conch has that kind of vanilla, creamy undertones.
Mhm.
It's
And you notice it's not
absolutely
super
delicious.
chewy.
No, it's,
It's
not
nice
chewy
and
at all.
tender.
It seems like it
Which is
was
hard to get
pounded
conch
to
that way.
tenderness either
Yes.
by you have that vision of the the Bahamian woman with the conch shell just pounding on the conch to tenderize
I love a
it.
good conch shack.
Yes.
Yeah, conch
Well,
shacks are great.
this is excellent stuff. It feels like I'm in I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Pat Riley. Let's talk about guys. Let's talk about guys over 70 years old. Let's talk
Hey,
about
you know what? We're going to
Belichick.
get to the heat after
Okay.
the first break.
Okay.
We got to do some business.
All right. Okay.
And before we do that business, we're going to talk about my friends over at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market.
What a great place.
Yeah,
They've
not
come
far
on
from
board
here.
as sponsors. And, I've been going there for over 30 years. Michelle went there for the whole Easter provisions. I didn't even tell them that she was coming. Could have gotten maybe a little bit of a break, but
You didn't need it,
Michelle,
honestly.
she just got her tax refund, so she could pay full freight over there. Because full freight, it's still easy on the wallet.
Yes.
Great value, the finest quality, selection, and service. Doug Carter and his crew over there, they've been doing it for a long, long time. Place has been in business over 60 years. They've been there 4191 North State Road 7, right across from
Classic.
place that
Classic.
you,
The
Defo, and I am familiar with, the classic.
My kids call it the
Casino.
arcade.
Used to be a bingo hall. Now
Yeah.
that has a lot more things. But right
That
across the
place
street-
put Shenanigans on the map.
did they?
Yes.
The bingo
I
hall?
opened in 1992,
Mhm.
and it was Butch and Skip Weinstein. They ran it. Howard Tommy, the
Okay.
Pittsburgh Connection guys, and everybody came from Pittsburgh. Marino knew them all. Everybody came from the original 10-cent bingo
Nice.
to Shenanigans on Park
Shenanigans
Road.
right
Yeah,
afterwards for a
that-
late night dining.
They made that
and-
4 o'clock license.
And
pop.
you could go right from the slot machines or the blackjack tables right across the street before 6 o'clock most days to Delaware, where you pick up if you made a nice score at the machines, you could get some stone crabs for a few more weeks, all shapes, varieties, and sizes, fresh, caught from the Keys or the West Coast, along with the Key West pink shrimp, the clams, the oysters, the fresh fish, the poultry, the steaks, the chops. They have it all there, and great takeout to-go food there. The grab-and-go items. That roasted chicken we had the other day was fantastic. They've got it all. They're open every day. Go online to DelawareChicken.com for their latest offerings and specials, and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Were you blowing taps throughout the place last night for the Miami Heat, Patrick Gutter?
That was ugly.
Listen, you know what? I got to tell you, I got to be candid with you.
Yeah.
I'd love to see those overachievers. They're trying their hardest. There has to be a little bit of a mix-up. Something's got to be due this year coming up. Something's got to come up this year. I mean, they got the Jimmy Butler, Bam, Tiro. Tyler. I love him. I'd like to see he's got ice water in his veins, but there's got to be a revamping. Pat, that's what I wanted to talk about.
It's like
Pat,
a
is he
Tyrannosaurus
gonna
Rex.
come up with a new format here?
I'm sorry, Pat. Watching him eat's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like watching Jurassic Park.
Let's
You
let
see
Mayo digest some of that
You see
burger.
it going down the side of
I
his
love
face.
him so much. He's become a dear friend. But watching,
the critical.
you don't have the microphone there, superstar.
He's promoting my food. You're sitting over there daintily.
Oh, no, if
eating.
anyone-
You think anybody's going to come
No,
here and
no,
get
if-
sweet potato fries
The way
and
he-
grilled? he wants
Is there a chance at an intervention over there?
Absolutely. This podcast is doing me no fun with you over there with this. With everything.
dainty.
you
Yeah,
can
daintily.
eat both ways.
Look, he's doing it for his wife. Look, babe.
You can
Look
bring
at
your
him.
wife. See,
He
you can
doesn't
bring
care.
your wife.
He
Look at
doesn't
me.
care.
I have no
He
shame.
doesn't have any shame.
And let me give some
Michelle
critical
doesn't
praise.
watch this. She doesn't
She
care.
doesn't
No one
care. She
cares
threw me out
about
a
him.
long time ago.
And he's
It's
got
all
the
over.
juice running down his face.
This is the way
This
a
is-
burger got.
This is what
the
put
way
me on
that
the map.
God intended
Yes.
burgers to be consumed. You don't cut it in half.
No.
You get a big, sloppy,
Look at the
juicy,
way
medium rare burger.
He's got like
It is perfectly charred. I'm going into my critic mode here. Perfectly charred on the outside, so you taste the kiss of the
this is
smoke
my
on
man.
from
See,
the
that-
grill
Oh.
on the exterior.
It's
That
being
little
suggested,
char.
Michael, that you have an eating disorder, that you'll eat disorder in that order. And we're going to come back and watch Mike Mayo consume our food in a moment.
Juices down my face. This is what the lunchbox crowd wants.
I got to get off. I got to go get some arugula for Lubie over here.
Yeah.
I get some arugula greens with olive oil.
Bring him some tweezers too, so he can place it.
Eat a little arugula. Yeah.
We'll be back after these words.
People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. You go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent. Looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more? Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
We're back on the Lunchbox. It's Wednesday, hump day, wet Wednesday, from Shenanigans in Dania Beach, my hometown. Defo's back at the old homestead. It is pouring down buckets outside, but we are high and dry here. Before the end of the show, I will polish off this burger.
Is it a half-pound burger?
Sorry, Lubie.
That's a half-pound burger.
There will be no leftover boxes.
Black
I don't want
Angus,
that.
Black Angus, top of the line.
It's an amazing-looking burger.
It's a really good burger. I wish I had made the effort and put down the computer
good roll
for 10
from
minutes.
Cusato's Bakery.
Yep.
Danny the Baker, my guy.
I just love that it comes with a hefty portion of fries, and then you get a coleslaw or potato salad.
Coleslaw,
And what you said
or
was
the
13
pasta
bucks, or less than 13
salad.
bucks?
Well, $12.99, and then if you
$12.99.
come
That's
pick it
amazing.
up from the window, you got to throw them a little extra for the service. I usually give them a $20 bill. I'd much rather come here. Now, I've learned my
When are
lesson.
you coming? I'll
First of
serve it
all-
to you myself. I always wanted a dream of having a $20 burger. I'll be out there. Here you are, sir.
Forgive me, Patrick,
Yes.
for I have sinned because
What happened?
I went the lazy ass route and did Uber Eats and learned my lesson for a $33.67 burger that didn't even come with
So
fries.
Joanne
and they
is-
charged me an extra 65 cents for pickles on my
So
burger.
Joanne has a contention because yes, she's not wrong. Like some people, like my wife, who have these memberships, you do get some delivery. Like if it's a DoorDash or an Uber Eats, you can get delivery charges free, and there's different ways to find cheaper delivery. Yes, it's not the worst thing in the world. And yes,
if you have some sort of physical condition where you can't drive, you can't get out, it's been a
fine.
godsend for some people.
But again,
and then we understand that you want to get the membership, but
we're
See,
talking
this
from a
is-
restaurateur
this helps me.
standpoint. A
This
restaurateur
helps me.
standpoint.
I keep lowering prices, and I'm getting more foot traffic now. More
That's it,
people
that's
coming
it.
out. I have a $4 draft. I have buckets of beer for $5 for $18.
because
I
you
have
are a smart businessman.
exactly.
Pat Hutter.
You
You know
let them
what's
keep
what.
doing. Let everybody sit home. I had a wealthy attorney friend of mine complaining to me, and he said, I tried to call this fine dining restaurant and give them $500 worth of to-go food, and they turned me down. What do you make of that? And I'm like, well, they don't want to do to-go because they're neglecting the people in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And he couldn't conceptualize that, what do you mean? I said, you got to get a huge order out of fine dining plated food, and your chef has 80 seats, 70 seats, and he said no.
Not everybody wants to do everything for everybody, and
No.
people, customers, patrons, guests have to understand that restaurants sometimes they gotta stay in their lanes, and the fine dining ones don't want to be on Uber Eats and
They
don't want
don't,
to necessarily
yeah.
be sending out.
And I don't
lots
want to
of
be on
takeout
there
food.
because I want to take care of the people that are in here
Well,
that are
I
drinking and
appreciate
eating and
that.
laughing and
because
gambling
you
and-
come from that true publican background.
No, I just got
of an
older and I don't
Irishman.
really care. I'm cynical. I really don't care what you say.
Yeah.
I do read your column, and I do go on. I love the people that are on your food.
Let's Eat South
I
Florida.
think that they're the
Well,
most
you don't have to love
knowledgeable.
all of them.
I do. Hey, listen.
I mean, everybody has
I'm
different
impervious.
opinions.
I'm Irish.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
Irish. We grew up thinking we were the village idiots, so we could care less what people say about us. Did you? Oh, you didn't see where I live? Okay, you didn't see. I'm going to the
Hey,
arcade tomorrow.
Talking about not caring, let's
What?
talk about last night's Heat performance. Talk about utterly indifferent. It didn't seem like they had any.
Didn't seem
How
like
about they
cared at
just
all.
don't have?
defense
I think
or
they're
what?
exhausted.
It looks like they're done.
They're exhausted. They're. Did you see even the interview with Butler afterwards? I feel bad for him. He laid it all out. I mean, come on. They took us to the finals. They need Kevin Durant. How about Kevin Durant? He gets to go to Phoenix. Come on now. He gets to.
He can do what he wants, I
He
guess.
gets to do what he
Pick and
wants.
choose. It's like
I think this is just nonsense now. I mean, the way you could just put a team together, craft a team. They just look at L.A. Look at the Lakers. They just brought in some.
that's
Top
Defoe's
guns.
sleeper pick. Defo
Yeah, they-
loves
I-
LeBron
I-
now,
I
right?
agree with
They're
you.
going to wake
I
up.
Big
agree
LeBron
with
fan.
They
What
I
set
mean,
the alarm
it may not be
clock for
perfect, but
April 10th.
I
he's
think they
been
won
great.
9 of the last 11, right?
Yeah.
9 of the last 11 games. So they're going into it. So the old school, I think you get a little group. It's like a board of directors. I'll come here and you'll play center. I'll play forward. You put 6 guys together, and that's the way it goes.
And we'll sleep like a Rip Van Winkle through January and February. And then when the alarm clock goes off in early April, we'll wake up and play some monster basketball and
That's
pick up some
all.
big wins. And
No one
the
is-
teams that have the talent will do that.
Anthony Davis, they should use him as the poster child for that.
We'll see
I
what
mean, this
yes.
guy just languishes around.
He's always hurt.
Come
Yeah.
on.
So
Until it's time for playoff
But
basketball.
I don't know. So what do we think? Defo, you think the Heat are done, or are they going to pull one out against Toronto? I think I like Toronto that night.
I don't know. I mean, I thought they would win last night. I really did. Because we've been talking about how dysfunctional Atlanta has been this year, including
dysfunction.
firing their coach late in the season, a respected coach, Nate McMillan. They brought in Quinn Snyder. He only went 10-11. They got hammered by the Heat a couple of times and played a close game the last time the two teams met. But I figured if anybody was going to fold up their tent, it would have been
Hawks.
It would have been the Hawks last night, and they tried their best to blow the game, but the Heat are really that was as lackluster could be in terms of an effort.
No, it was
Patrick,
very-
though, I mean, I guess it was 97. This was great for anybody in the sports bar pub business. was when everybody was riding down 95 with flags going to the games, and the people that weren't going to the games were hoping you set up like a movie screen to watch the Panthers and the Heat, and then the World Series that year. How big is that though when a local team is surging for people that are in your business?
Huge. You have to remember that this town here has
Front-running phonies.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
No, but there's a nucleus of large amount of front runners in everything you do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
that's
front runner. If you create a little thing where you got to go on open table and wait 2 months to get in a restaurant and you mention it, everybody, it's like the Bernie
did that.
Madoff of
I went to
restaurant
Carbone.
business and sports business. You create a little thing. Do you remember when it was so posh to go in the Heat and all the corporate sponsors and people would make their grand entries with their Louis Vuitton
yeah, for sure. The
and
Heat's still
their
like that.
outfit? Did they come close to the second half? Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
then
for
they'd
sure.
wander in. Well, that's why LeBron decided to pack it up and go back to Cleveland. The apathy that was here, the whole thing. So I'm the first guy there. I go to the Doers Lounge. I go and I make a whole go around of the whole thing. I take in Bayside. I go around. I do the same thing when I go out west. It's like an adventure. Sawgrass. I take that all in. I don't. I go to the Marlins. I just graze through the whole situation. I'm not there necessarily thinking they're all playoff bound. No.
Well, obviously, you want them to win Friday night, so you at least get a few playoff games, even if it is going to be a short series against the Bucks. But
I'm a little cynical about that.
Yeah,
I think Friday night I'll be fine anyway. I think I'll be packed anyway.
that is
I'm a little cynical.
the wisdom of a guy who is old enough to not give a
Yeah.
Give it down.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I interrupt this
Go ahead.
sports soliloquy to just say that
Look at
if
this.
I could marry a burger,
Wow.
I would marry this burger right here at Shenanigans.
Wow.
And I've already had the
20
honeymoon.
bucks.
I've already had the
20
honeymoon.
bucks right
I
now.
have made love
I'll
to
have
this
one
burger,
for you every day.
and I'm going to
Okay,
continue.
so
Come
a
through the
food
drive-thru,
question for
20
you
bucks.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
including Mr. DeForest. We had it from Eric and Brian, our fan defender / detractor. Answered it, but I'll ask you guys. He asked, where can you get good schnitzel?
Oh, more stuff coming.
This
Look,
for me.
look, he's
You made
eating
fun
that,
of
he's
me.
eating that corn.
Yeah, but it's a dirty, messy corn, and I'm going to eat
Oh.
it and get dirty and messy, just like Mr. Mayo. I know you're.
You're gonna try to eat it with the fork and a knife
I'm going
like
to eat it with
you
my
did that
hands
other-
in my mouth.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
running down you. There you go.
Where can you
Be
get
a
great
shame if it got
schnitzel?
all over your shirt.
Great schnitzel.
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 The
South
topic
Florida. He didn't
is
even say
schnitzel.
specific. Eric drives all over the place. He's a big supporter of ours. Where can we get in the South Florida area really good
Is
schnitzel?
that a question for me or
If you
Pat?
knew how easy
Everyone
it
on
was
here.
to make schnitzel.
But okay, you
You
want to
know,
go out. He wants to go and buy
you
it.
have
He wants to
occasionally do a
patronage.
schnitzel.
Yeah, I do a schnitzel.
spetzel. That's the key.
Schnitzel.
You got to have
Yeah,
schnitzel
spetzel's solid.
with
Schnitzel.
spetzel. The little curly, like dumpling type thing.
See, I was raised in a peasant kitchen. Okay, so all this peasant food that is cool now, talking about mom's meatballs and all these sort of things. Creatively, I thought we were supposed to be going in a different direction. And it's funny that we're back into this peasant food and everybody's
It's because of COVID.
It's comfort. Yeah,
Comfort.
exactly.
Everybody wanted comfort.
That's
Everybody
right.
retreats to the
That's
basic
right.
human needs, which is
Right.
shelter,
Yeah.
food, comfort.
I
sex.
find it.
Sorry, not for me, but other people.
Stick to that $20 burger. You're right, though. But these things that are, this is interesting that you're asking this because I couldn't tell you because I make it myself at home.
I'll tell you. I
Where?
think Defo could tell you because he has his little German
Niche.
restaurant
Yeah.
that is a favor of his, right? Is that
There are a couple actually in the area here.
go for it.
The Ambry is a famous German
Oh,
restaurant,
yeah.
very
That's a
popular,
good one.
and Old Munchin, which is on Atlantic, which is
passed
always packed. It's funny though. You mentioned the word schnitzel, and it has a different meaning to me because, and this is maybe a direction we probably shouldn't sink into, but my mother was from Germany, the free city of Danzig, which was considered a German city at the time. And when she referred to a certain, when I was a very, very young DeForest, when she referred to a certain piece of a male anatomy, she called it the schnitzel. So that's what I think of first. Is my dear old mother, and
I thought
Listen,
that
you're
was
getting
the-
out of the house next
I
week.
thought that was the verse.
No
the
more of
Brat
these
verse.
telecasts from home for you.
yeah,
You got to get out and about more.
Well, he mentioned.
that's true though.
There's really I guess German food and restaurants is kind of evaporating. We used to have a great one in Hollywood, the Bavarian Village, run by the
Ziegler
Zieglers.
family,
That Pat cut his teeth working for the Zieglers and worked there, and also at Martha's. But you've got Checkers, which is on
That place is
Atlantic
great.
Yeah, Checkers.
Boulevard.
That place does a great
Old
job.
Munchen,
Munchen, yeah,
which
something like
is
that.
Munich in German, Munchen. And then you've got the Ambry on Commercial. You've also got
That's
Old
a beautiful
Heidelberg.
atmosphere there. Old
I've never
Heidelberg.
been to the Ambry. I've got to get in there.
It's a cool spot.
Every's good. Very nice.
I hear good things, and they do
Yeah.
have schnitzels. And again, what are you, pork or a veal
Pork.
schnitzel? Veal,
Pork,
you're a
pork,
pork
yeah.
schnitzel guy. I'm a Wiener schnitzel, like a.
Well,
Okay,
you got to
so
have
you're
a real
schnitzel.
good Berkshire pork. You got to have pork that has flavor.
All right.
Like stands up. I love it.
And then, of course, Old Heidelberg has been there a long time. This building on State Road 84, they have this butcher shop next door that is still open. I haven't been in there in years.
Let's all go together.
I'd rather
Take
go to
your
the
lunch.
Embry, I think. 'Cause
Embry,
the last
okay.
time I was Old
Cool
Heidelberg,
atmosphere.
it may be as a let's see. I don't even want to go there. It was just there was some
Did you think of the movie Saw?
I thought of the movie Schindler's List.
Schindler's
Oh no! Oh no!
Now you're really going deep into the dark.
They have a
areas.
hostess
Yeah.
who, like, I don't know.
Listen,
Oh,
I've
no.
already
No.
proved you
Strict
sucking down Bloody
discipline.
Marys. Don't make a big deal of this Israeli contact here, because
Man.
I think you're going to find out with this DNA.
We're
This
gonna,
Ancestry.com.
We'll-
Somebody
we'll
been
see.
lying to you
No,
all
I'm,
along here.
I'm 100% Russian, Eastern European. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I've got to take one of those
But
tests.
did the cook look out there and say, "Look at this one out here"?
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about?
I don't even know what I'm talking
You
about.
see this diner?
See what happens when I start drinking Defo?
He's
Do
in
it
the midst
first.
of a wild identity crisis, Patrick. You've known the man longer than I have. Well,
He
no,
has
I've known him a long time, and
He has a Jeep.
I didn't know him like this. Yeah.
He's a writer. He's
Yeah.
an announcer.
But
He's
look
a
at
critic.
me. I'm
He has a creative
a
mind.
wordsmith. And you know what I'm feeling right now,
What?
Defo?
Go ahead, let
Yeah.
it out.
Very gruntled. Very gruntled. Did
Yeah.
you learn this? Because I was always mystified that you always heard about somebody who's disgruntled. And I said,
Gruntled.
you never hear about people who are gruntled. I looked it up yesterday. It's an actual word, and it means contented and happy. So you always hear about the disgruntled employees or the disgruntled
I
players.
think when I got my lobotomy, they had that sign.
Sounds like it's of German origin, though, when
Yeah.
you were doing a spelling
I
bee
had
on
that.
gruntled. Yeah.
The guy from Old Heidelberg had that saw.
when I
Yeah.
have a Bloody Mary and a burger at Shenanigans, I
Yes.
am very, very gruntled.
Now you need
So,
a little go. Let's
yeah.
put the Masters
Hey,
recap on.
we got to do one more bit of business.
Who we talking about?
Well, now I'm talking about my friends Jack Studiali and the Studiali family at
Wow.
Tropical Acres, also great supporters of the show. Jack is
I want to
out
know
of
how
town.
many Easter covers they did.
They did a bunch. They
I
did a
want to
bunch.
say that place was hopping.
Well, usually on the
talk about
holidays,
a-
a 7-hour window, they
Yeah.
usually do about 1,100 covers. Maybe.
See, that's
maybe.
how they used to talk about the Bavarian Village
Yeah.
covers. So see, you don't hear that too often.
Oh, it's
It'd
restaurant
be
term.
yeah. But
Anybody in
Easter,
the
we did
biz-
Thanksgiving, we did 1,200 covers. We did this, we did that. I'll never tell anybody because they'll be able to figure out how much I really don't care about Yelp. How many covers I do a day?
Well, old school restaurant people, and that's what you
Yeah,
find
covers.
at
You
Tropical
never hear that.
Acres. You talk about covers, and you talk about guests. You don't talk
Yes,
about
I was gonna say not
customers or
clients.
No.
clients or the fools who are going to pay $33 for a burger. You're not going to do that at Tropical Acres because they have those sliders in the bar at happy hour, which from 4:30 to 6:30 on weekdays. They have all kinds of good drink specials, and the sliders. They can use the ground sirloin there for it's like
Very good.
$6.
Yep.
And say you come have a nice dinner at Tropical Acres, then you have a nightcap over here at Shenanigans. It's the Dania Daily
Yeah,
Double.
the Dania Double.
Can't beat that.
4:00 in the morning on
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. So
Stay late. They
we-
get started all over again.
yeah, and they've been around almost actually longer than Defo since 1949.
Yes,
so
sir.
they're doing something right. Studiali family.
That's when
quality.
Steve first found hockey. He fell first on in hockey. That was his first hockey game, 1949.
Yeah, I saw the Blackhawks take on the Red Wings.
He lost his
There are
first.
only 4 other teams.
Puck hit him right in the teeth, and that was it. Tropical Acres, they're at 2500 Griffin Road. They are open every day but Sunday, and of course, they have all kinds of goodies for you, like the half-price happy hour in the bar. The butcher shop, if you want to bring home some steaks to throw on the grill at home, is open every day from 10 o'clock to 6 p.m., except for Sunday. And, of course, they got the loyalty reward card where for every 12 entrees that you buy, you get the 13th one on the house. You'll love them. I love them. Old school hospitality. Tropical Acres. Tell them the lunchbox.
Don't be afraid of the seafood there either.
Yeah, they do a nice job.
Almost time for the twin Maine lobster
Yeah,
special.
that's
$35.
right.
Which
See,
Mayo could have
what-
had for the
we're gonna
price of
be,
that
uh,
burger
we're
that he
probably
had
gonna be
delivered.
permanently on here because that's what they're known for in this area.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Mother's Day comes, I think after Mother's Day, when everybody leaves to
you
go up
know
north.
the
That's funny, you know
timetable.
that.
This is a
How would I
guy
know? How would I
who
know
knows
these
Hollywood and
things?
Dania.
So
as soon as Mother's Day is
that's
over,
when vacations
that's when
start.
he brings in
That's
the
right.
twin
Bring
Maine
in-
lobster
they
special.
come in.
Live lobsters, 2
That's
for
right.
35.
Wait
We're
till you get
almost
that
there.
final weekend for Mom. The most dreaded day in the restaurant business,
Yeah.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
That and
That's the
Valentine's
busiest day,
Day.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you got Mother's Day because everybody has a mom.
Yep.
And they
Nobody
all-
honors the reservation, and Mom's always complaining about something. I'm still seeking her approval. She's still going.
Nice.
You
Good
said
for
it
you.
was dinner was 6:15. It's already 6:18. We're 3 minutes late for our
Hey.
cable.
Before we go to the last break, quick
Yeah.
question.
Go
What's
ahead.
the most you've ever paid for a burger? Did you ever go to
Okay,
get one
I went with Christine, my beautiful bride of 24 years, and we went to see Bobby Flay, my guy. Okay, and we went to Caesars, and he had a burger. I bought his burger. I knocked off his burger bar. I knocked off his burger. Okay, so you want to talk about burger? We'll just go right down to it. He showed me that if you put a thumbprint in the middle of the burger, okay, and you let that thumbprint cook back out of the burger where it goes up.
That's why it's
Matter of
perfect.
fact, you did a
That's-
thing one time where you said that you could see my guys.
Oh yeah,
were-
it's like
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the,
So
the way
he-
you the hand, it's
the
like the
hand,
web.
exactly.
Like, yeah, if you stretch
and
it out,
I
that's
bought
well done.
one of his. He had Benton bacon.
Oh,
he
yeah,
had
I had that the
Benton
other day, yeah.
bacon. I think
Even
I
Keel,
mentioned.
they use the
Even
Benton.
Keel
Yeah,
had
Benton
that.
bacon, and he had a really gourmet cheddar cheese on it.
Any truffles on it or mushroom or no?
Truffle fries, and I didn't taste any.
Yeah.
So I got to be candid. That wasn't the winner there. But the burger was incredible, and it was $39.
Wow, you ate Mayo. Good for you.
And I didn't have to pay for it because
So
I
you
I
beat
got a
my
free
record.
burger because I lost 2 G's at the blackjack.
Exactly.
All right,
The
well,
most expensive
my
burger
record-
cost
Yeah, see,
2,000.
look
My
at this.
record is
It's
still
all free. I just signed it
33.
back.
33.62, and I had some fancy ones like that. Daniel Boulot had a Boulot burger
Oh,
back
yeah.
in New York, but it was $29 at the time, and it had some foie gras on top of it. It was considered fancy.
Did you
This
ever
is
used to
probably
pay
20
attention
years
to the
ago.
Food Network when they had that place Mom's out there in LA? They had a
Oh, yeah.
they had a big time like $70 burger there and a Wagyu beef and all
Yeah.
that. But here's the thing that people don't really realize. If you take a burger and you're using a good ground chuck,
Yeah.
which is 80-20, which is a
80-20.
I just
combination.
made it this
Okay,
last weekend.
you have to have 80-20.
We're
Okay.
like-minded.
It's
Yeah, so
interesting
you-
because I went to just buy some ground beef this last
Right.
weekend. We
You
grilled
need
for
the
the first
fat.
time.
When he was a food
80-20,
writer,
it was spectacular.
right? When he was a food writer, he spent the time critiquing where the yield was from
Yeah,
a
yeah.
medium claw to a large claw
I
to a
got out my
colossal
digital
claw,
scale.
and he
What's
measured
the
all
best
the meat.
value? Yeah.
And because I never used to eat mediums, I was large. You know, I'm a successful man, right? So so I sat down, and they brought in all these burgers and then tasting and this and that. You find a good certified
day,
Black Angus,
Black Angus,
80-20.
80-20
You put a
chuck.
little light kosher salt on it. If you want to give it a little pat, and you only flip it once, and you cook it to the right temperature.
And whatever you
can
do,
put it up next to any other.
Don't overcook it, or I'm
No,
gonna
don't
send it
overcook
back.
That's the key. And you have to have a high BTUs, preferably over 20,000
I'll
BTUs
get
to
that
sear
really
it.
good sear.
Yeah, if you got a dull grill, you'll never be able to
I love
make
this
a
guy,
good burger.
Defo. I love him.
Well,
Not gonna
spent a
marry
lot
him.
of time.
I'm gonna marry his burger. But all right, let's wrap
I
up.
wanted to be a cook instead
Finish
of
the
a crook.
business, and we'll be back to wrap up
All right, brother.
this messy cheeseburger edition of the lunch.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
Utter is going to make a stage left exit.
Fine job by Patrick today. He really carried the show. He did a great job.
He does.
He
every
loves
time.
talking sports. He loves talking food. He's
Yeah.
a perfect fit for the Lunchbox. As Jim Sarney says, he's a Lunchbox all-star,
Yes.
maybe even an MVP.
Yes.
Before we go, first of all, I think Lubie had an announcement. You got our friend, the professor at the Foundry, has a little something going on later today.
Well, we like talking about events around town. We love mixing sports and food. Today, Chuck Foreman, Defo, by the way, the great Chuck Foreman, Minnesota Viking Hall of Famer, I think, is going to be out today at the Foundry from 6:30 to 9.
I defy anybody under the age of 30 to identify who Chuck Foreman is.
No, but I know who he is.
Okay.
He's an icon. He's one of the greatest.
Was he a UM star, Chuck Foreman?
I feel like he's a South Florida guy in
I
some
want to say he
form.
went to the
Might be a
University of
South
Miami. I don't know why, but I seem to recall.
Is he a running back?
Yeah, strong,
Okay,
tough.
I get that
really.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I know a little something about
He's going to be at
sports.
the Foundry today. If you want to check him out, 6:30 to
6:30
9,
to
Atlantic
9.
Boulevard, just east of US.
What's he doing there? Just hanging out?
Like a signing, like a hanging out. They're doing. I guess there's a Minnesota Vikings football club down here,
Oh, okay.
and they brought him in to hang out. And the Foundry's a great place for it. So go check it out today, 6:30. Chuck Foreman will be out there again, Atlantic Boulevard, just east of US 1 in the Pompano Beach area.
And I just got a notification from Uber Eats, believe it or not. This is true. It says, don't ever use our app. No, actually, it says, we invite you $10 off an order from Miller's Ale House Hollywood if you spend $35. You know what I say to Uber
He
Eats?
doesn't even in Miller's
I'm
Ale
going to
House.
say Doug Sifu because I've got shenanigans. I don't need anybody else, and I don't need you, Uber Eats, and your $33 burgers. Defo, question to you and Lubie. What's the most you've ever spent on a burger? Did we lose?
Did you have a
Defo?
freeze?
He got a freeze. He's in the deep freeze.
Defo
He's
froze. Yeah,
thinking. What about you, Lubie?
like
Do you know?
$15. I'm not
$15.
into like maybe at the Foundry if I went without Ken because I really like the burgers and they do they'll do that one with the jam. What is it? The bacon jam or whatever. So maybe like $15-$16. Like I'm gonna get a burger. I just want a burger. I don't need all the crap on it. I don't need all the fanciness to a burger.
No, I mean
that makes it expensive.
all I had was grilled onions and a pickle, and it was.
That's what
Did
I want on a
mentioned
burger.
it was $33.67. That was the most I've ever paid for a burger. Now the most I kind of
Ate that
ever
could have
willingly paid for a burger. Well, I did it the other night, but there's a place up in Lake Worth called Jewel Bistro, and
Okay.
the guy who's the chef there is kind of a character named Dak Kirprich. He fresh grinds his own meat,
Okay.
and he bakes his own buns, and he puts these toppings on it, including like it's not goat cheese, it's like a cream cheese, it's like a spreadable cheese
Okay.
with a fresh heirloom tomato.
Jeez.
It was the best burger I had. I did it when I was a critic, when I reviewed the place when I was at the Sun Sentinel. And at the time, he was charging $22 for the
Jeez.
burger. It was probably about 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and I
so it was
thought
like
that was a
30
pretty
something.
penny. He still has it on his menu. Jewel Bistro is the neighborhood in Lake Worth. I think the burger is up to $29.
So less.
I would sooner use my gas money to go up there and pay him the $9 for his burger than Uber Eats ever again. But that's neither here nor there. I'm lucky because I could just come right down here to Shenanigans any day of the week and get this tremendously good half-pound ground chuck, perfectly grilled burger and seasoned, medium rare with fries and a side of coleslaw or pasta salad for. It says $12.99, and it's tremendous. That's why we love Pat Utter, and that's why we love having Shenanigans on board the Lunchbox crew. So that's going to do it for today. Whatever his name is back in Jeff Defo DeFar. That one Bloody Mary hits me hard now. My tolerance is way down, and I need a nap. I need a rowboat. I'll get back to my house and regroup. We'll see everybody again tomorrow. We're going to have Dave Hyde on the show tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Okay,
so
cool.
we're going to be continuing in the playoff preview.
So we're going to have Hyde on in the morning, too. So we're going to have lots of Hyde here in South Florida.
He's doing double duty. He likes me, and we'll talk food more than sports because, let's face it, the heat looks like it is cooked.
Yeah, done so.
Like they're cooked meat at this point. But you never know. That's why they play the games, right?
Sure.
All right. Thanks to Jeff Defo DeForest. Thanks to Pat Utter and the whole gang here at Shenanigans. And we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, enjoy every burger and enjoy every sandwich.